Ocean Labs. Deep ideas. Simple knowledge.
All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're talking about one of the most brutal, demanding, and, yeah, let's be honest, completely insane motorsport events on the entire planet. We're talking about the Dakar Rally. I mean, you've got to love a race where the welcome sign basically says, Google Maps has given up. Forget your GPS, forget turn-by-turn directions, we're going where technology is literally too scared to go. And look, that is not just some catchy tagline. The entire point of this event is to leave civilization and the very idea of a road way, way behind you, like in the dust. Okay, seriously, just try to picture this for a second. You are going full speed into a desert. There are no roads, no signs, nothing but this huge empty landscape in front of you. No asphalt, no safety rails, just you against nature. That is the essence of Dakar. Now, we need to get something straight here. We often call it a race, but it's really not. Dakar is a rally, and that's a whole different beast. This isn't about who's the fastest on some perfectly paved track. No, this is about who can survive the absolute impossible. So what is it exactly? Well, think of it as this epic off-road journey that happens every single year. And they throw everything at you. I mean, everything. Scorching hot deserts, sand dunes as tall as buildings, fields of jagged rocks, crazy mountain passes. You name it, you're going to have to drive through it. And believe it or not, this has been going on for a long, long time. The whole thing kicked off way back in 1979. The original route, it was legendary. They started in Paris, France, and drove all the way to Dakar, Senegal. I mean, can you imagine? Now, the race has moved to the epic deserts of Saudi Arabia, but that wild spirit, that core idea of just surviving, that hasn't changed one bit. So, you take all of that, and what do you get? You get an ordeal. A pure, non-stop ordeal on wheels. The rulebook is, well, it's pretty simple. Survive. Your main goal isn't even to win the stage. It's just to be able to start again tomorrow. For 15 days. Can you believe that? 2 solid weeks of this relentless punishment. This is not some weekend joyride, okay? It's a full-on marathon of pure exhaustion that's designed to push you right to the edge of what's humanly possible. And this is where it gets really crazy. In a normal race, you've got GPS, right? Signs? Not here. Here, you get something called a roadbook. It's basically a scroll of paper with all these weird, cryptic symbols on it, and they only give it to you minutes before you start. So you're trying to figure out the secret code while flying across the desert. It's like a treasure map where the only treasure at the end is, well, more sand, more exhaustion, and probably a little bit of regret. Oh, and did I mention the heat? All of this is happening in temperatures that can get up to 45 degrees Celsius. For those of us using Fahrenheit, that's over 113 degrees. You're basically racing inside a giant moving oven. So when do you get to rest and recover? The short answer, you don't. After a full day of getting beat up by the terrain, you have to spend all night trying to fix your vehicle. And if you're lucky, really lucky, you might get 4 hours of sleep before you have to wake up and do it all over again. It is just unbelievably grueling. So who on earth would willingly sign up for this kind of punishment? Well, you've got your heroes, and then you've got their incredible, monstrous machines. The range of vehicles out there is just awesome. You have these ridiculously brave folks on motorcycles, you've got purpose-built cars, speedy little quads and UTVs, and then you have the trucks. And folks, these are not your average trucks. Now, we're talking about 8,000-kilogram monsters. That's over 17,000 pounds. These things are basically buildings on wheels, and yet they fly over sand dunes. I'm not kidding. It makes absolutely no sense. It's like watching a whale do gymnastics. It just defies physics. You know, this is where the biggest and toughest brands come to prove themselves. We're talking KTM, Toyota, Audi. They all want to prove their machines can survive this. And it's also where legends are made. We've got India's own hero, C.S. Santosh, who took on this beast of a race on a motorcycle and just made everyone so proud. Which brings us to the biggest question of all, right? Why? Why would anyone do this to themselves? And the answer, well, it has nothing to do with a trophy or a checkered flag. You hear it from the competitors all the time. Just finishing the Dakar is harder than winning most other races. Think about that. The real victory isn't about coming in first place. It's about beating the race itself. After 2 weeks of absolute hell, just making it across that finish line, that's everything. You see people just break down, crying with relief. Because at the end of the day, this race is way more about your mind than your speed. It's a test of your spirit. Can you find that strength to keep going when your body is screaming at you to stop? When your machine is falling apart and you are completely, totally lost? That's the real challenge. And maybe that's the biggest lesson the Dakar has for all of us, you know? It's this incredible reminder to just keep going, even when the road completely disappears. You just have to find a way forward. So that leaves one final question. Would you dare to race where even the roads are afraid to go? It's one thing to watch it, but to actually be out there? Wow. That's what separates the legends from the rest of us.